So today we're going to be installing what is called the XBlade onto the SCAG V Ride. All it is this little fitting here, and what it allows you to do is to mount two blades in an X pattern. If you look, you can see it's on there. So this keeps it at that 90-degree angle so that the weight of your blades doesn't get out of balance. And from what I've been told, it does an amazing job chopping up leaves. So this is kind of the setup that I plan on doing. There's going to be a mulching blade on top, a regular lift blade on the bottom. Typically I use high lift blades. The website where I got it suggests that you don't use high lift blades, so I'm not going to use those. So the first thing I got to do is get these blades sharp, because they're not the ones I normally use, and then we'll get them installed on the V Ride. Okay, before I go to putting these things on, let's talk for just a second. So the SCAG comes with a spacer. This goes on top of the blade, and then the spindle's there, the bolt goes all the way through. This is what spaces the blade out away from the spindle to give you the correct height. When you do the XBlade, you're adding roughly 1/4 of an inch, give or take. So what you have to do is to change out this spacer. Well, I ordered spacers from Russo's. It's been over a week. They haven't even shipped them out yet. Well, I want these XBlades so I can start using them this week. So what I did is I went to Home Depot and I bought washers. These are 3/8" washers. So they'll go over these. And what I'm going to do is, this is 3/4 of an inch of washers, and I'm going to use this as my spacer. So what that's going to do is, where I'm bringing that blade down because I'm adding another blade on there, which would change the height of the mower, I'm taking space out and lifting them back up. Another thing with the SCAG is, because it uses a bolt that goes all the way through and then the nut is on the top of the spindle, if I didn't do that, whenever you put that nut on, you wouldn't be able to screw that nut down far enough onto the threads, because there wouldn't be enough threads sticking out because you're adding that 1/4 of an inch. So because I'm using those other spacers, I'm taking that 1/4 of an inch out so that my nut can go on all the way. Now that's not going to matter if you have a mower that has a bolt that just bolts right into the spindle and doesn't go all the way through. But on the SCAGs, it goes all the way through. One of the questions that I know you guys are probably gonna have, because I had the same questions whenever I was thinking about using these, is wear and tear on the mower, because you're adding that extra blade, you're putting more weight under there, and it's something I was concerned with as well. So for the last couple of years, I haven't bought these things because I was concerned about that. But I've been watching these guys that have been out there and they've been using them, and they haven't been having any trouble with their mowers. One of the things I've noticed is they don't use them all year long. They take them off during the mowing season, they put them back on during leaf season. I'm probably gonna do the same thing. I'm not gonna use these all year round. So because I've watched them for the last couple years, I've noticed that they haven't been having trouble with their mower because of this. I'm gonna go ahead and test these things out this year, put them on this mower, and see if they help me out with leaf season. I've got the dump trailer this year, I've got the walker this year, and then I wanted the XBlades to help shred those leaves up. So let's finish getting these things on the mower, and I'm gonna take it out in my yard. I've got a few leaves out there. We'll mow those up, see what it does. Okay, I just finished trying it out on my own yard, and I have to say I'm actually really impressed by it. I wasn't sure if I should expect it to be that good, but it ended up turning out pretty good. I feel like it cut those leaves up pretty fine just on the first pass. Did a second cut over it and they were almost gone. I had the flap down, so anytime I have that flap down, because it's not a true mulching deck, it does leave kind of that little snail trail. So I'll go back over that snail trail that third pass and have the flap open, spread that out, and it seems like that's it. And it definitely knocks them down into really small pieces just by the first pass. It even does more whenever you have that flap closed. I can't stand that it leaves the trail. I wish it didn't. I know if I had a true mulching deck, it wouldn't do that, but I like having the flap to open and close and decide discharge. Now the back half of my property didn't have as much leaves on it. It did have some taller grass. I have to say I was pretty impressed with the cut quality on the grass as well. It really leveled that out, and I know you can't tell from the video, but the back half by the creek, it's a really thick grass back there. I went over it with the flap closed and it left a little snail trail, but then I opened the flap, went over the next section of it, and it actually dispersed it really well, and it cut it so fine that usually back there I have to double cut, and I was not having to double cut. So guys, if you've tried the XBlades, leave a comment down below. Let me know what you think of them. If you had any problems with them, especially leave those comments just to let myself and other guys know about that. But if you've enjoyed this content, make sure you hit that thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you in the next one.